Make slime with me while I talk about the things that used to scare me as a child. Yes. Starting it off crazy, I used to be afraid of angels, like the concept. Well, get your money's worth and what? Let it drain. Okay, I'm not gonna put that much because I always like make it overflow. So let me explain what I mean though. Okay, so explain what I mean by that is I literally used to be afraid of angels because like I remember when I was a little girl, my grandma would be like, oh, like remember the Bible says fear not, so if you ever see an angel, don't be scared. And the concept of me seeing a freaking angel, it just didn't sit right with me because I was like, oh no, like, and then on top of that, when I found out what the biblically accurate angel looked like, y'all, no. Like in my head as a child, I was looking at it from like a spiritual, like ghostly thing point of view. Number two, a lot of y'all know this because I made story times about it, but I used to be actively afraid of freaking sewer drains. And like, truth be told, even now, I still am afraid of sewer drains. But like, let me explain why I used to be afraid. Y'all know the story, well, some of y'all do. My mom, when I was a child, she literally decided to make up, bro, my cat. She decided to make up this whole thing about people living in the drains, y'all, and it stuck with me. Like, my mom, I almost got left on the bus numerous amounts of times because there was a drain. Like, y'all, I don't mess with drains. It was just the fact that in my head it was like people are living under the drains. They're the ones that cause you to drop things and all different types of stuff. It just really stuck with me. And even now, I'm scared of drains in the way of like, what if I just fall through it right now? Like, what if I just drop my keys? And I've explained this before. Like, it's just like, wow. I'm gonna put some more glue because I think I activated it. Okay, I think I'm on number 3, ghost. How ironic it is because, you know, I used to see them a lot, but like ghosts used to scare the crap out of me because it was just like, bro, you are not here anymore and I'm seeing you. Why am I seeing you? I'm not supposed to see you. 4 is Michael Jackson, and my friend, my mutual, she made a video like this, so I'm gonna tag her. But yeah, Michael Jackson used to scare the life out of me. Why? Because I was a child and all them stories that they made up about him, they stuck with me because I thought that he really took a spoon and scraped his skin off. Not to mention the stop it, Miko. Not to mention like the scary games that they made about Michael Jackson. Like, they was dead wrong. I used to be actively afraid of eagles because like how big they were, and I was like, as a small child, the only thing I'm thinking about is that thing swooping down and picking me up and flying me away to its children. Okay, so like I definitely used to be afraid of eagles. And by the way, y'all, I always overactivate this slime like every freaking time, so I'm trying here. But yeah, those are some of the things that used to scare me as a child. Let me know if y'all want a part 2 because I'ma always give it to y'all. Okay, y'all, please don't mind my trash can, my trash bag on my door. The reason why it looks like that and the trash is coming out is not because the bag is full, but it's because my cat, she like literally like scratches at the bag and she jumps inside of the trash can. And I don't have a trash can yet. So make butter slime with me because I've never made butter slime and I want to try very badly. I'm pretty sure how you make butter slime is soft clay, and I have it here with me, so let's try it. Y'all already know, get your money's worth and what? Let it drain. Like, is that enough? Okay, that's enough. I only have this much clear slime left. I'm putting some back because oh, I made a mess. We have to make the butter slime yellow because butter is yellow. I can't. Okay, it's not opening. By the way, y'all, I hate using my teeth for things. That's the first time that I decided to because I have nails and this isn't gonna open. All right, y'all, I hate using my teeth, like, actually. So we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm done. I'll like activate it first or put the clay in it. I don't know. And y'all know already over here, we do not be doing tutorials. We wait until the video is posted and then take y'all advice. So I'm just gonna activate it first because I think that's the best way to go. And y'all be trying to clown me talking about why do you be using random objects to mix your slime? Why are you in my beans and carrots? I might have put too much activator. But if you hear my cat meowing, that's just because she's on punishment right now. She's in trouble. Okay, y'all, I definitely put too much activator. Time to add some more glue. Yeah, that should be enough. I just need to get some more clear slime. Y'all think that was too much? Y'all think that was too much? Yeah. All right, y'all, it's kind of activated, it's kind of not, but that doesn't really matter because I'm gonna be adding the clay. I actually just really want to add the clay in there, so yeah. All right, y'all, so I did add the clay, and guess what? TikTok didn't film it. TikTok didn't film me doing it. Y'all, I'm a prodigy. I think I did it. Hey. Oh, okay, we're gonna try to make a bubble with this because I'm just the queen at making slime. Okay, look, bubble, bubble, bubble. No sound? Question mark? We made clay slime. It doesn't have a scent though. I don't know, but we made clay slime. Butter slime to be, oh wait, no, it's called butter slime. We made butter slime. And it looks brighter on camera, but I promise you it's not that bright. Like, it's the perfect color for butter. Bye, guys. Bye, bye, bye. I just realized the way that I've been sitting that entire video was a little strange, but it's comfortable. Here's all the paranormal activity I've experienced in a nutshell while I make slime. First things up, young Kishi. I always pronounce her name wrong and I have to call my grandma for it, but I don't feel like calling her right now. Now, for those of you who are OGs, you know, first of all, get your money's worth and what? Let it drain. Back to what I was saying. Those of you who are like OGs know young Kishi and how my grandmother mainly believes that I was reincarnated. Look at my Miko babies. Miko. She has a heart on her ear. Isn't she so special? We're gonna do green and blue. But for those of you who know nothing about that story, basically when I was around like maybe 3 years old, I started basically not making sense when I was talking. So I would be talking about things that I shouldn't have had no business knowing, and I kept, whenever like people would call me by my government name, I wouldn't answer and I would tell them that my name was Young Kishi. I would cry saying I miss my mom and my dad, and this happened all the way up until I was like maybe 5 or 6 years old, and then out of nowhere we just stopped hearing about young Kishi. This is because my grandma wholeheartedly believes my auntie helped her pass over. Now, you don't have to believe the stories that I tell, but this is just what I've experienced throughout my life, okay? So the next thing we're going to jump into is the imaginary friends. Now, we all have seen jokes about how if our child talks about how they have an imaginary friend and it's this big black creature, we're going to run out of our lives. And that's what happened to me. But these things manifested themselves as the Disney princesses. So, for example, one day I was playing with my dolls, and I don't know why I said for example, but one day I was playing with my dolls when I first heard them. And at first they did not sound like the Disney princesses, and then they did. So it was like, I don't know. After that, I would literally talk to them 24/7, and I remember my grandma like walked in on me one time talking to them, and she was like, oh, who are you talking to? And I was like, oh, like the Disney princesses. And she thought that, like, you know, it was my imagination. Keep in mind, this goes on for a good, I want to say, year. So up until I'm in the car with my mom and my grandma, and out of nowhere I hear a voice say, like, roll down the window. So I roll down the window, and I'm literally talking to like 3 of these things, and it was, I can't remember who were the princesses, but yeah, I'm talking to them, and they were like, you should just jump out the car and be with us. And I'm like, oh no, I can't do that, like I'm gonna get in trouble. Keep in mind, it's the middle of the night, we're driving, I roll down the window and I'm talking to nothing outside. So I'm like, oh no, like I can't do that, like I'm gonna get in trouble, my grandma's gonna get mad. And my mom goes, who are you talking to back there? And I was like, oh, the Disney princesses. And this is where, like, my grandma, before this situation happened, she realized that the Disney princesses might be somebody or whatever. But this is what really made her believe it, because I was like, oh no, like my parents, my grandma, they're gonna get mad at me. And my grandma was like, what are they telling you to do? And I was like, oh, they want me to jump out the window. Keep in mind, I have to be ages like 6 through 8, okay? So I'm like, oh yeah, they want me to jump out the window. And so immediately my grandma's like, no, don't listen to them. She rolls up the window, and I'm like, but they keep telling me to. And my grandma sounds like she's like freaking out at this moment, because when I tell y'all, they were like literally like screaming at me to jump out the window. And then when they rolled up the window, they got in the car. So this is where my grandma started like praying, and yeah. So next we have, whenever I would visit a hospital, I would always bring someone back with me, and this is why to this day I don't like going to the hospital. So the first time that this happened was I was at the hospital for, I forgot who was there, but I was there, and I remember I seen this little girl, and me and her are talking, and obviously I don't know that she's not with us anymore. Me and her are talking, and I don't know why the slime won't activate. And out of nowhere, it was time for us to leave. So we are leaving, and she following me out the door, and I'm looking like, nobody see this white kid following us out the door, a black family and this white kid following us. So I told her, I said, you need to go back to your family. And obviously she didn't listen to me. So we walk into the car. I'm thinking she gonna disperse one day. You know, she not gonna get in the car with us. But no, she gets in the car with us. And I remember like looking at my family members, and I'm like, y'all see her? She looking at me. Y'all see her? And I remember like saying something about it, but since I believe it was like a tough time, no one really believed me. And she rode halfway home with us, and then she just disappeared. Yeah. And another situation happened like that. Same situation, different kid. Yeah. This happened from ages like maybe 9 to 12. So the next time period is when I started to see relatives that I didn't even know were relatives. I started to have dreams about them, and then one day like I'll be sitting down with my family and they'll be showing pictures of a great-great-grandmother, and I'm like, oh, look at Sharkeisha. Once I hit age like 16 and 17, I just mainly started to feel them in the room with me, because before I would see them, and sometimes I do still see them, but now it's mainly like feeling them in the room with me, and I have goosebumps now. Obviously I have way more stories, but I can't fit them all into like one video because I don't have space. So yeah. Make slime with me while I talk about some of the rules my strict mother had. I love my mother to death now, but she was definitely strict. Like, she plays it nice now, but she was strict. So at 16 years old on the dot, my phone had to be given to my mom. Get your money's worth and what? Let it go. And I just realized I butchered that sentence, but like at 16 years old, I had to give my mom my phone at 9:30 p.m. Let me correct myself again. We didn't have to give our phones to her. We had to put our phones in a basket in the kitchen, turn our phones off, and if we didn't do it exactly at 9:30, we were not going to get our phone for like 2 months. This is like smell goods. Oh, you can't see it, but it kind of smells fruity. You're joking. You're joking. No. Yeah. I like fruit and stuff now. If one of us made a mistake, my mom would go through all of our phones and take all of our phones. I remember one time we had our phones gone for like I want to say like a good month for no reason, all because like one of my sisters did something I can't even remember. Keep in mind, this is during like kind of summer, ending of summer, beginning of like school era. We were not allowed to go anywhere, and we also were not allowed to wear any type of makeup, none of that. And no lashes, none of that. I didn't really care about the makeup, but I was like addicted to lashes, so I would constantly like sneak her lashes. And yeah. Here's another crazy thing. She took our TV remote. Like if we did something that she didn't like, we were done. Like our oh my gosh, is this activating? Okay, yeah. Our consequence and whoa, what? Why can't I talk? This is why I be cutting the video so much, because I don't even be making sense. She would take our TV remote, okay? So we weren't even allowed to watch TV. And this was all because, like, one of us did something, like I said before, we all faced the repercussions for it. Because we kind of all shared a room, even though we didn't. Like, the bigger kids were split into one room and the little kids were split into another. But everyone would constantly just be in the bigger kids' room. So we were all punished the same. We weren't allowed to go anywhere. We were, like, literally, I hate to say it, locked in the house. And we couldn't do nothing. Wait, this is so pretty. We couldn't do anything but, like, come to terms with her rules because we were living in her house. So what could we do? This is so pretty. It's, like, way greener on camera. It's like a light green. I don't know why it's so dark on camera though, but well. So she would do these unprovoked phone checks. So for example, like if one of my sisters like danced to a song that had like a cuss word in it or something, she's just checking everybody's phones, because that automatically meant we were doing something online that we weren't supposed to. I definitely feel like there's way more, but I just can't think about them right now. And my hair's, oh my gosh, my hair's a mess and can't even put it up. Crazy things my dad has said to me while I make slime. Yeah. My cat is in timeout, y'all. So if you hear her crying, that's why. I just want to say I've healed from a lot of things that my dad has like done to me, said to me, like, moved on, baby. A lot of this stuff happened when I was 16, maybe like 16. No. Yeah, 16, 17. I'm 21 now, so I moved on. Once again, I filmed Get Your Money's Worth and Let It Drain, and it didn't film. So get your money's worth and let it drain, obviously. Couple months into me and my man's relationship, he had got mad at me. I was like 17, and he said, and I quote, he hopes every single guy that I date puts their hands on me, so when I call him to tell him about it, he's gonna join in on the fun. He gonna pull up and join in on the fun. Crazy. But to the girl who requested pink slime, yeah, this is for you. This is for you, honey. This is for you. I do listen to y'all. Next on the list, this one is a little higher than the one before. He told me, and I quote, he said, all I will ever be good for is laying on my back and getting, yeah. I literally forget every single time that stupid freaking shaving cream activates my slime. I wanted to mix the lube before I had to activate it. Anyways, this one he told me with me and my siblings. He told us that, wait, this is crazy. I'm not laughing, wait. He told us that he should have flushed us down the toilet. This one is more on the calmer side. He told me that I'm a worthless B-word and I will die in a shack. Okay, a lot of y'all are gonna be like, why is she laughing? This is so sad. Y'all, this was my reality. Like, I thought that this was normal. So saying it out loud, yeah, it's like, dang, he said that. But it's like, I grew up with it and I've healed from it. I've moved on. So it's like, dang, but hey. Keep this in mind. It's not like he was like 24/7 cussing me out. Like, there was moments where he was acting like an actual father. This one is kind of similar to the second one, but he told me the only use that I will have in the world is letting a man get his letting him get satisfied. Yeah. This one is a recent one because, like, after he found out about my TikTok, he called my phone. He texted me. He basically called me a dumb bee. He said if he ever found me, he was going to, like, get me, like, unalive me, like, get me, And then he called me a worthless bee. He said that I should just be scum on the street. I'm scum on his shoes. Like, that man went in on me for the truth. And his response proved that he was wilding, Y'all can never do satisfying, like, pokes because it keeps sticking to the freaking table. But, oh my gosh. But here's the pink slime for the girl who asked for, like, pink slime. It kind of reminds me of Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony. My Little Pony. Okay, bye, guys. Crazy things my friends have done to me and I still stayed friends with them. Yeah. While I make slime, get your money's worth and what? Let it drain. Let it drain. Okay, y'all, so 9th grade comes in and I have this one girl best friend who's, like, super sought after. Everyone wants to be her freaking friend, right? Keep this in mind. She literally ditches me to hang out with girls who hate my freaking guts. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And she would tell me every single time, like, they said something. But for me, it was kind of crazy because you were hanging out with people who literally hated my guts. And it was clear that they were your, like, main friends and I was a backup friend for you. Same friend, by the way. Years later, maybe it's like, I think I was, like, in the 11th grade or something like that. Me and her no longer go to the same school. And we're, like, online friends at this point. She literally gets the online friends that she was, like, friends with, besties with, to jump me in a group chat. Yeah, it goes deeper than that, but yeah. Okay, so next friend, this person would put me in harm's way. I'm talking about throw me in the ringer and you couldn't clock her for it. Like, she would literally put me in situations I had no business being in. And like I said, you couldn't clock her for it because she would just deflect. And I still wanted to be cool with this girl. Yeah. Every single boy I liked, she stole. Every single boy I liked, she stole. And I still wanted to be her friend. Next friend, I had told this one girl, hey, you didn't tell me happy birthday for my birthday and you missed, like, my ballerina stuff. And she was like, I don't have to tell you happy birthday when you want me to tell you happy birthday. I can tell you happy birthday when I feel like it. I don't always have to be there for you. People are busy. Yeah. this happened when I was younger, but she told me, she was like Hispanic, and she told me that I was a little too dark to be in her posse, whatever. She told me I was too dark to be her friend, okay? Y'all, this one is like perfect. And by the way, my activator is my shaving cream, because for some reason this slime gets activated by this specific, not slime, that glue gets activated by this specific shaving cream. Next friend, my skin color was constantly a like joke to them. Like the fact that I was like darker was a joke. I don't know why, but this person would like constantly make fun of my skin color, and I still wanted to be friends with them. Next friend, so in high school, this person knew exactly who I liked. I told them this multiple different times. Why was this person kissing this sad person? And I still wanted to be friends with them. This person ghosted me not once, but twice. And even after the second time, I still wanted to be friends with them. But I was like, you know what? Like, I deserve better. This is, like, not okay. But I still wanted to be... I'm so all over the place. Still wanted to be friends with them, though. So, yeah. Back in elementary school, there was this one girl. I'm not gonna say her name. But she kicked me down the hill 2 times. The first time she did it because she was a freaking bully and she was just doing it, and the second time she told me, she called me the hard ER and said, hey, if you let me kick you down the hill again, I'll be your friend. Keep in mind, I didn't know what the hard ER meant at the time. I grew up in a predominantly white area. It was like the second, it was like maybe like I don't even know what grade it was, but I was definitely a kid, like maybe like 5, okay? A child. I was definitely a child, y'all. Hard ER was not in my vocabulary. I let her do it, and did you guess? Yeah, no, I wasn't a part of her friend group. So, another elementary school, one of my elementary school best friends, okay, she kissed my crush and continued to date him until like the 5th or 6th grade. And I brought the slime. Trauma dumping my friendship groups on y'all. I can never make slime without it sticking to the freaking table, so oh well, let it stick at this point. Let's do a freaking a little noise. Y'all, bye guys. My dad is in the hospital, so story time on how I found that out. Y'all, I'm only gonna use a little today, but it's still get your money's worth and let it drain, okay? So we're gonna be making clear slime. So my dad has been in the hospital since March, and the reason why I didn't initially tell a story about it is because my sisters, honestly, and even myself, I just didn't feel like I need to get on the internet and be like, my dad's in the hospital. Last time I had spoke to my dad was when he had found out about my TikTok. Even though he had called me some names, that's still my dad. So I remember my sister had, I don't remember. I think it was either my mom or my sister that had called my phone to tell me the news. Basically, my dad had a stroke, and then he went into the hospital and he had another stroke, and they found out that he had a brain bleed. And if I'm being honest, when I found out this information, I didn't know how to feel. I'm not going to say I wasn't sad, but I was just like stuck. And if we're being honest, even though my dad was completely evil and mean to me, that does not mean I do not love him still. My sisters still live with my dad, and unfortunately, they were the ones who had to deal with, him collapsing, them seeing him like that. I kind of felt bad because my sisters were crying, and I'm just sitting there like, my mom was even crying, and I just didn't know how to react to that. I was just, y'all, this isn't activating. We're just gonna mix this with the other one because... yeah, I'm not gonna sit here trying to be Bill Nye the Science Guy and figure out how to activate this. I feel like I didn't really realize how numb I had been about my dad's situation until I talked to him, and I realized I'm actually sad about this. And to understand his condition, he has been in the hospital since March, okay? And he cannot talk. I don't even know if he can move the left side of his body, but he's consciously aware of everything. And to hear my dad not being able to talk is insane, because all he's ever done is ran that mouth. And then on top of that, my uncle passes away from the same like situation that my dad is in. That's like, I don't know, like, and I don't know how to feel about death. I don't know how to like understand it. Obviously my dad has not passed away, but when it comes to things as tragic as death, I've never been able to fully, experience grief. Two most traumatic deaths in my childhood had to be my auntie and my grandfather. For my grandfather, he passed away due to a fire, and I just remember maybe crying when we found it out, and after that, like the funeral, and that's it. I don't think we ever cried about it, and sometimes we would bring him up, but like it was never really like talked about or explained what really happened. The next death that I didn't get to grieve over or fully understand had to be my auntie. She passed away due to stage 4 cancer, and my dad told me in a way that I don't wish anybody is told about their loved ones passing. He sat me down, waited till my sisters went to sleep, looked me dead in my eyes, and said, and I quote, "Your auntie is dead. You can't cry over her. She wasn't a good auntie. Don't tell your sisters." Got up and went to sleep. That is how I found out that my auntie passed away, and that is how he told his 14-year-old daughter that her auntie passed away. Yeah. We didn't get to grieve over my auntie's death. We didn't even get to go to the funeral. As a matter of fact, he kept us from that. We were very much invited and didn't even know that we were invited. And that's tragic, right? I'm saying all this to say, I hope my dad is okay. And I'm happy that I'm healing from my childhood traumas, because this isn't okay. Story time on how I ran all the way to New York away from my dad while I make slime. Y'all, I'm literally almost out of it. Like, I think I have like maybe one more batch before I'm out. Y'all, nothing's coming out. Okay, get your money's worth and what? Come on. Okay, maybe. Yes, let it drain. This is why I saved these. It was to get away from both of my parents, honestly, because my mom did not know how to handle the abuse that my dad put us through, and my dad was abusive. My dad finally let us see our mom, and as soon as he let us see my mama, I was like, I'm not going back. So my dad would literally like call me just to start arguments and fight with me. And so obviously I'm gonna be way more than what I was in front of his face. So he was calling me out my name. I did call him the N-word a couple of times, but like that's as far as it went. He would threaten me, say he gonna come down and me. Someone told me to make a pure white slime, so that's what I'm doing, but it wasn't the best situation. I shouldn't have been going backwards and forth with my daddy at the ripe age of 16. Now, on my mama's side, okay, she was turning into a Karen because she didn't know how to deal with the abuse that we went through. And we were bad, okay? I'm not gonna say we were bad, but at my dad's house, even though he was strict, we were also taking care of ourselves. So my mom obviously is going to be a parent and try to take care of us, but we wasn't having it because we had been the parents for so long, okay? Oh my gosh, I got shaving cream. What? I'm still filming? So obviously my mom, she started to become a black Karen. She started to do too much entirely, okay? And then like the person that she was with at the time, he just was toxic. So he didn't like the fact that my mom was trying to help us. Like, he just wanted her to himself. So my mom started to tell my auntie and my grandmother that I was like an issue and all these different types of stuff. Even though I wasn't, I was just a teenager going through things, but I wasn't an issue. Because I could have been out there humping and grumping. Okay, I could have been out there on the town, but I wasn't. Back to the story. One of the last things that my dad told me right before I went to New York was that he was going to come down to Cali just to get me and beat me up. Like, so I'm gonna do a story time on how he reacted to me moving all the way to New York and finding out, All right, y'all. So here's the shaving cream activated slime. Yes. Okay, it's kind of like sticky, but yes, shaving cream does activate slime, by the way. Specifically, this shaving cream activates this slime, okay? Not lying on that. Story time on how I super glued lashes to my eyes because I was addicted while I reactivate all of my slime. Get your money's worth and let it drain, okay? Oh my gosh, this is so sticky. So this happened back in 2020 and I felt so ugly. I just got bullied because of like how I looked, the color of my skin. It was a lot, y'all. It all started a little after I turned 16 and I purchased my first pair of lashes, y'all. That's when it all started, okay? I was always bullied for the color of my skin. That was nothing different. But when I put on lashes, I finally felt pretty. Unfortunately, y'all, the lashes just got bigger and bigger each time I purchased them, okay? I started hanging around my cousin and her girl best friend, and mentally, I felt so ugly around them. Like, it was like they were getting all the attention. They have been crushed on. Boys liked them. They had gotten their first kiss. And then there I was, a shriveled up burnt potato. That's what they used to call me. Anyways, until when I started wearing lash, I started to get attention online. Like, boys started to notice me, and I literally just felt like so freaking good about myself. So I never left the house unless I had lashes on. Like, it was terrible, y'all. So one day they wanted to go to the store or something, and I did not have, you know, lash glue. And they're like rushing me, so I'm like, okay, hold on, give me a second. And I found my nail glue. I put it on the strips of the lashes, and I put it onto my eyeballs. It definitely burnt my eyes. Like, it had, you know, when you smell nail glue for too long, it starts to burn your nostrils. That's exactly how it was on my eyelashes. After a while, like, the burning stopped, and I went out, and I was like, ooh, I got security. Like, I know these lashes ain't coming off. I started to sleep in the lashes, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I love this so much. I don't have to take these off. But I didn't want people to know that I was super gluing lashes onto my eyes, so I had to, like, snatch them off. Each time I'd lose like 10 eyelashes. Every single time, like, I snatched them bad boys off because they was on there good. Time jumped to like one of the worst days of my ugly career. I was with my 9th grade friend and my cousin, and they wanted to go to the freaking mall, and I didn't have lashes, so that was an ultimatum. No, I'm not going unless unless I have lashes. And my 9th grade friend was like, girl, it's okay, like, one of my other friends are coming and she says she has lashes for you. So I'm like, bet, right? I was in those boxer shorts that everyone wears now. I had this slick back bun that was not slicked at all because I had a hump in the back of my head, like my hair was never combed out. We meet up with the girl, she gives me the lashes or whatever, and I go into the bathroom, I pull out my nail glue and I stick it on my eyeballs, right? My cousin, she catches me doing this and she's like, what, did you just put super glue? I'm like, yeah, like, it doesn't burn, like, I'm good, right? And I felt so ugly that day because we were doing like the marry, kiss, or kill challenge at the mall. Like, we were asking boys, and all of them said kill, 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 kill to me. Like, my sister was like 12 and she was there, and she wasn't trying to play the game, and they were picking my sister, who was dressed like a literal hobo, over me because they did not want to marry me. They were like, no, like, she's too dark, I know. I kept using super glue or nail glue on my eyelashes for a good couple of months, but then I eventually stopped. But yeah, that's kind of the story on how I was addicted, because I literally just felt like the ugliest person alive. It was because everyone around me, bro. I was dating my ex at the time, and they literally made it feel like I did not deserve him because of how ugly I was. Like, That's the story time though, so yeah. I live in a toxic household, so let's make slime while I like send my trauma dump. Get your money's worth and let it drain. Still, I guess, on the bed. Yeah, I'm literally making slime on the bed. Are you kidding me, Miko? Are you freaking kidding me? That's what I was saying. I'm literally making slime on the bed because I can't even use my vanity, because it went from 1 person to 2 people to 2 dogs and a cat. So the room has turned into a zoo, a barn farm. I haven't even been able to post. That's how bad it's been. Like, it's like draining. It's a lot of negativity, and there's so much stuff that I can't really talk about because I'm still here. I started to like become self-conscious, and I started to lose so much motivation because I was like, dang, like, I haven't posted in so long, like, no one wants to like hear from me anymore. And then like I opened my comment sections and people are like, where's Kay Marie, like, where's the slime story times? And I feel so bad, but it's just like what's happening in my life right now is not really allowing me to make scary story times, slime story times, because it's just so much going on. And like, I will literally prepare myself to make videos, and then something will happen, and then I'm just like going freaking insane. Only TikTok video I was able to post this freaking month was about a dog dying, or a puppy dying, and me rescuing dogs. When it was my mom, she rescued them, but I've been taking care of them things, okay? I just want to say, like, I'm still here. I'm not like quitting. I wanted to, like, I genuinely did want to quit content creation, but like, content creation has been my dream. I'm not an influencer. I'm just someone who likes to edit, okay? Make videos, make people laugh, and it's like so hard for me. So this is like a little PSA of what's going on, why I haven't been filming. And I don't even know if this video is gonna reach everybody, but I know it will reach enough. But here's the slime that I made on the bed because my life is insane and I can't make it on a freaking vanity because I'm going crazy. Bubblegum slime, bubblegum slime. The issue that I'm having is I don't want to become a product of my environment, but being around people who are toxic, angry, mean, negative 24 freaking 7 will literally have you on the same path that they are in. Like, I'm losing my marbles, y'all. Look, all my marbles, I'm losing them. But at the end of the day, I just want to make a PSA. I'm still here. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm supposed to make videos in the situation that I'm in. Who did I spend a summer with part 1 while I make slime? Yeah. So I live in a toxic environment and I refuse to become the product of my environment. So I'm going to talk about some of the things that happen here. Yeah. Within the first couple of days of me being here, I've never seen so much dysfunction. Get your money's worth and let it drain. Thought I forgot? Be for real. No one in this house is sober except for 3 people, and I can't even name one of the people. But like, I'm basically the only fully sober one. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do any of that. I'm letting y'all know now. Being around toxic people will literally drain, like suck the life out of you. And that's what it's been doing for me. But I've been trying to keep a positive attitude, but it's just hard, man. Like, it's genuinely hard. Like, for example, the other day, I had blow dried my hair, right? And when I blow dried my hair, I put my hair in a bun because I'm planning on doing something to my hair. I don't know yet. But I put my hair, come on. I put my hair in a freaking bun. And I'm about to walk outside to film. And next thing you know, I hear somebody say, "What's that thing on top of your head?" And I'm like, "A bun?" And they're like, "It looks raggedy." Okay, I'm gonna go myself. I'm like, "Oh, keep in mind, I've been depressed since I've been here." So I'm like, okay. And so I go in the bathroom, I fix the bun the best way I can, and then I put in like a little fake nose ring. And then same person goes, "What's that thing in your nose?" And I was like, "Oh, like a fake nose ring." And they go, "It turns a good looking young girl into a ratchet female, or raggedy female." You are not the person to talk when you called me the B word. And I'm not even gonna go into that. January 30th, I was kicked out of the house at 1 in the morning over something that was out of my control. I'm gonna explain more probably in the next video, but I was kicked out of the house. Okay, and I didn't take it seriously just because I was like, I'm not gonna be kicked out of a house that my mother pays most of the bills in at 2 in the freaking morning. You got me bent. So I laid my butt down and went to sleep. I've been kick slapped, kick stumped across the floor to where the wind got taken out of me and I threw up outside within the first 2 months of me living. No, the first month of me living in this house. Okay. I've been called an effing B word. I've been told that I was gonna get punched in my mother effing face. The list goes on and the stuff that has happened to me in this house, and I can't really go into detail because I'm still here. I'm gonna start rocking backwards and forwards, but like, I'm still here, so like, I can't really go into the nitty gritty. But oh my gosh, my body is falling. Don't worry, y'all. Like I said, the tea will be dropped, and this is the little bit of the tea. Just wait till you get detailed story times. But I made some pink slime again because guess what? The 2 kids that I'm sharing the room with, they just went into all of my slime supplies and wrecked it, ruined it, just destroyed it. Okay? Yeah. So let's talk about the first time I was picked on and targeted in this house by basically the owner, right? So I had, the day before, I was called a B word, said I was gonna get punched in my mother effing face, like I told y'all. And so I was like, you know what? I can't sit in this house and act like this is normal. I have to walk. So I ended up doing basically an hour walk to the gas station and back. And Miko, be freaking for real. When I get back, I was already crying on the walk, like already praying to God, just like asking him, please help me. Like, I was already depressed. And when I get back, I make it into the room. Someone bangs on the door. And I'm like, yeah, come in. And this person goes, open the door. I open the door and they're like, clean this mother effing room. I'm like, huh? And they're like, clean this mother effing room. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I was leaning on the door while they were saying that because I literally had, like, I had 3 Gatorade bottles, a bag of chips, and a freaking beef jerky. So I'm holding this while the bag is breaking. I'm leaning on the door. This person goes, you trying to close the door on me? Matter of fact, yes. No. But I was like, no. And then they're like, oh, whatever. And so then they slammed the door, and I was on the phone with my grandma and my auntie. And then I'm like, and then this person goes, you talking back? I'm 21. I have no relation to that person whatsoever. And so I was like, no. And then I started to cry. it broke my little spirit down. And I started to cry. I got picked on, and that was the first time, and that's basically what started me getting picked on in this house, even though I was already getting picked on and targeted. Yeah. Here's a huge slime restock haul. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm gonna start out with the most interesting. This big girl is for my YouTube channel because I do scary story times at 3 a.m. on that channel. So Amory TV YouTube channel. This one is a one that my sister picked out, and it's called Melon Burst. She really wants to be a part of my TikTok, and I told her I'll make like one video with her. This one is for me reacting to store-bought slimes. If y'all know, y'all know. I think her name's like Blueberry Blossom. I forgot. I really did forget her name. Oh my gosh, I felt so bad. But I used to be obsessed with strawberry shortcake. So this one looks so cool. It's a lemonade stand slime, and it looks really good. I cannot wait to react to these store-bought slimes because they're looking kind of tea. This is a squishy that I am planning on cutting open for one of my slime videos. I'm gonna feel bad because I actually am starting to like the squishy. Oh my gosh. Last but surely not least, we have Purple Unicorn. Yeah, that's what I named him, and I was gonna cut him open until I got attached to him. I know he don't look new, but I promise y'all he's new. Like, we literally just got him in the store today. Unfortunately, I did not find any type of food dye, none of that, and part is broken, but I do get most of my like glues and slimes from 5 and Below. Clock that tea. Now I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned, gang gang gang, for a scary story time. Gang gang gang, gang gang gang. Story time on how I almost got jumped while I fixed my purple slime. This happened when I was a freshman in high school. So yeah, let's get into it. So I was cool. Before we get into the juicy stuff, we gotta rewind it, okay? So I would hang out with these two girls called J and L all the time, right? Every single time I seen them in a hallway, I would say hi, and vice versa. The communication was communicated. So in my brain, me, J, and L are cool with each other. Fast forward, I didn't go to school for 3 days because I was sick. Right? I come back to the school, and next thing you know, this is stiff. Hold on. At this point, I'm standing in the lunch line, and I see them behind me. So I do my regular routine because we're cool. I walk up to them, and this is all I see. She's coming over here. Like, ew, nobody wants her over here. My motto in high school was, once I felt negative energy, I'm gone, because I didn't want to be the girl dragged across the bleachers, okay? That slime does not want to be fixed, so we're playing with a different slime, right? I avoided them, and they never said anything to me. I never said anything to them. Unfortunately, my light died. Anyways, weeks go on, and I haven't spoken to these girls, and they haven't spoken to me. I start hanging out with this one trailer trash white girl, and we gonna call her E. So one day, me and E, we get caught ditching. I was in them trenches for real. She twiddling away her thumbs in the dean's office, right? And I'm like, girl, what's going on? She tells me, she's like, girl, my friend thinks her boyfriend is cheating on her. And I'm like, oh my gosh, who's the boyfriend? She's like, the boyfriend is such and such. Well, as soon as I heard such and such, this boy had a reputation on him, right? The kicker is, him and Elle was always with each other first lunch. She was always sitting on his lap. She was always in between his legs, somehow, some way, right? Now, mind you, I don't tell old girl this, because why would I tell her you this? I know high school. I seen Teen Beach Movie. I told her not to put my name in any of the drama, but of course, what do you think happened? So another week, a week goes by, and I'm hanging out with my sophomore friend. At this point in the story time, I low-key do feel like I was hanging out with my sophomore friends, right? Next thing you know, I look, all of my sophomore friends are gone, right? They disappeared. And this is why I feel like they knew what was happening. Next thing you know, I look up, I see and hear a stampede of children marching my way. They looked like ants. The ants go marching one by one. That's exactly what it gave off. I see these two girls ahead of me who like literally did not like me. Like, they didn't like me. They come up and they're like, Elle wants to know why you did this and this and that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, girl, what? She says, Trailer Trash told Elle that you said that Elle and old dude went together. I said, what? At this point, the crowd has made it to me already. So she's screaming at me, and I'm ducking them. And she's like, come outside. We not gonna jump you. And I was like, no. She's starting to square up. I'm like, oh no, I'm done. Y'all, she's screaming at me, calling me the B word. And at this point, you doing all this talking, just swing, girl. Y'all, I was scared. I was 14, y'all. And I never knew about that high school life. And I sure wasn't about it. Next thing you know, Jay in the back talking about some, you're weird. And I'm looking at Jay like, what is the issue, right? Next thing you know, this giant man pops out of the crowd and he's like, why would you tell my girlfriend that me and Elle went together? Now the whole school addressing me. So I'm ducking him. I'm scared. I'm like, is y'all gonna swing? I'm trying to tell them like, no. My voice started to shake. I'm telling them, no, I have no parts in this. Basically, she ended up walking off. He talking about some, if I ever see you again, like, it's on sight. Like, you're a whole man. You're not even a boy. You're a grown man. After that, I ran for my life. I went to the nurse's office and I was having a little panic attack in the nurse's office. And later on, we ended up signing like a peace treaty. So we just stayed away from each other after that. Yeah.